What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Don't Forget About Me, the Supernova version, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, let's go through this week's land update, and I did miss last week's land update, just obviously with the break, but there wasn't as much there, and obviously we're going to cover pretty much whatever Cryptomancer had teased, which is the land blank project. So let's go ahead and dive in, and I'll give my analysis as we go along, just because there's quite a few items here, and I have some commentary. So let's start with number one. Modified prefix title assignment logic to be based on lifetime research instead of current research balance. This is something I'm really not a fan of. So the whole idea here is that we are now going to get burnable research, which is good. That's what I was hoping for. But the prefix title assignment goes to those who have essentially gotten the most research tokens in general, right? Even if you end up burning your research, and obviously the burning is not necessarily confirmed here, but it's kind of implied that you'll have to spend your research tokens on something, right? And that's probably going to be the land blank project, maybe the black foil potion or whatever. But as I look at this, I'm just like, man, I really would love, even though I'm not in this position, so this is just me talking from the outside, but I would love for people to have a difficult decision of like, do I spend my research tokens on XYZ cool things and features that the team puts out, or should I hold on to them so that I stay in the top spot? Now you're giving everybody the benefit of being able to get a bunch of research and then spend it without having to hold it and hoard it. And I guess I understand, like, if we don't want research inflation and a bunch of these tokens, then maybe it shouldn't be that way, and maybe I'm thinking about it the wrong way, but I just like having difficult decisions. There's already been enough of a benefit, in my opinion, to the current landholders, or sorry, I shouldn't say the current landholders, but to people who went heavy on research, because they're far and away ahead of everybody else and can take advantage of whatever features that come and research utility that comes. But this is the way that that it's moving. I disagree with it. I like it the other way. I can be convinced, I can be convinced the other way though, so we'll see. Number two, kind of in line with that, finished some internal refactoring to make sure that lifetime research is tracked and updated properly. Number three, extended the generic shop purchase blockchain operation to support using land resources as payment currencies. Thus, this operation can be used as the basis for a land crafting system, producing final output items from a variety of resource inputs without introducing any new blockchain operations. So we could get crafting in the future. Although there's some commentary from Cryptomancer that I want to get to as well outside of just his update. Number four says added a new type of land related item, which for now I will abbreviate as ALPs. My guess is that P stands for potion, A maybe for arcane if we're gonna get some cool black foil potions in the future. So these items show up in your regular item inventory, are transferable, and can be traded on the non-card market. Number five, added a new type of land resource, which for now I will simply call A. So I don't know, maybe that's the arcane thing that you can combine with other resources. And also number six, related to this, started adding a new type of worksite, which will be used to produce A. So in the week ahead, my focus will be on completing and testing the new worksite, as well as making some supporting changes. The new worksite will introduce a new mechanic that hasn't been seen in the land ecosystem before. So exciting stuff. Now, in terms of crafting, he did clarify here, saying crafting, I'm not sure if that's what it's going to be called yet in the UI or not, will be different from the planned change to the production system, right? They've talked about that previously where you got to pay for resources ahead of time, but we'll wait for more info on that. The production system change is concerned with how resources get provided to and produced by worksites. When I say crafting, I'm talking about how land resources can be used or will be used to produce final outputs at the end of the whole supply chain, namely items that live in your inventory outside of the land ecosystem and can be used in other areas. The land blank project will be introducing the very first end-to-end flow that will see the land system finally being used to produce a specific item that will not be produced in any other way. The only way to get this item will be by buying it on the non-card market from landowners who have manufactured it. He goes on to say, I'm not sure if the full details will be included in the the Conclave Arcana announcement post or a separate announcement. Obviously, it wasn't put in there. If it's separate, then I'll wait to see if Matt discusses on the town hall, which is coming up later this week. Now, somebody asked about the new land resource. Let's see, will the new land resource be available on all types of land or only specific land types? He says all types of land, which is interesting. I thought it would only be, well, I guess you'll be able to go for it. with any kind of land that you have. And then he says, I know some people have been wondering for a while, instead of waiting all the way until land 2.0, why can't we come up with some items that can be produced from land now? Well, to those people, I'll say your prayers are going to be answered very soon. And this is... Sorry, this still involves the first planned use case for research. Okay, so all this stuff I think is going to be revolving around the black foil potions. It's called ALPs right now, or the Land Blank Blank Project. Again, this is just my guess. I have no inside information. I have no idea what's actually being worked on, but that is just my guess based on putting like literally 2 and 2 together over these last couple of town halls and posts. So Cryptomancer says exactly took me... Oh, so here's an interesting thing. Exactly, it took me... took me weeks for Land 1.75 to figure out how to add new resources and work sites. Now that I've got the process down in just a few days and recipes for things can be configured very easily, what's missing is some cool new crafting UI. And the current UI is stretched to its limits in terms of scalability, so we need to evolve the UI to handle more kinds of research stuff, or resources and stuff. So I think this what him saying here was just, when he first took over the land project from Farpatrod a year ago, he had to get his brain wrapped around how all that code worked, kind of maybe rewrite things or recompose things so that it made sense to him and for what the rest of the team was doing. Now that he has it, it seems as though it's easier for them to add new work sites, new resources, and new things to land, which makes it really exciting because they can actually deliver on this idea of being able to put out new land stuff every couple of months. And this is exactly why I went heavier on land. Like, I tripled the amount of land plots that I have, which again was not much. I went from 5 to 15, but it's because I'm excited about this stuff with land. So he said, you'll find out soon. I'll leave you to your speculation. So that is the main thing here. That is the update and his kind of commentary afterwards. I find this to be very exciting. Again, this is why I'm starting to spend more time on land and see how all of it's going to work out. My fascination with Splinterlands has always been the game economy, and I think land really tapping into that from like just a very visceral level, right? Land itself is its own economy, and then land existing within the Splinterlands ecosystem and the Splinterlands game economy is even more fascinating. So cool stuff, exciting stuff. I'm very much looking forward to what this Land Blank Blank project will be. But let me know your thoughts and speculations in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.